All right, good morning. Welcome, everyone. This is Mick Karshner, and this is our very first ever Origin Team Zoom because I just joined on Monday. A bunch of you have joined since then. And this morning, I'm really excited to have my uplines, Michelle and Demetrius and Ashley, and also the product formulators, Sean and Tylene Loomer, that I've known for years. Haven't really been connected lately, but I have to say, Michelle, when you shared it with me, I checked everything out and I'm like, this is really good. Like, this is a product that right now is in such high demand in the whole peptide GLP space because the mainstream media, everywhere you turn, is talking about it. Like, it's trending. So, wise people jump in trends. If you want to be profitable, jump into a trend. It's trending. So the mainstream media is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us, making people aware of GLPs and peptides and all that. And now people are going, well, where do I get it? And where's the best one and the most affordable one? It's right here. We've got it. So we have what people already are searching for. That's why this thing is going viral and doing things you don't normally see in network marketing. It's going crazy. So anyway, yeah, Sean and Tylene, when I went through your info, Michelle, I didn't know who formulated it. And then after the fact, I saw that it was Sean and Tylene. And I've had nothing but respect for that couple for a lot of years. They've got 30 years experience of going around the world and healing people holistically. And when I knew that they formulated this, I was all in. Like, because they're not going to put their name on any junk. It's going to be premium. It's going to be the optimal product. And so that's what we have, and the stuff is working. And I just, one quick story, like, I've been suffering from back and hip pain for months, bad. And I've tried everything under the sun. I bought one of those PEMF machines, 1600 bucks. I've got every patch and potion and lotion and pill. I tried it all. Um, and none of it touched it. None of it. And today was day 4. I just did a Facebook Live and did my day 4 shot of this stuff. And it's like, it's 80% better. 80%. Like, I can swing a golf club again. Like, my hip feels good. I'm just blown away. And then Vicky, my wife, she is a bodybuilder, 56. She's very into diet, nutrition. She does her macros, all that stuff. She's like the picture of fitness. But she eats 5 meals a day. And she went to work yesterday and did a 10-hour shift. She's driving home. She did a 50 milliliters before she left for the first time. She's driving home yesterday and she calls me on her way home from work and says, Mick, guess what? And I go, what? And she goes, I always take a bag full of meals in my Tupperware containers so I don't chew someone's arm off at work. I said, yeah, what about it? And she goes, I never ate today. Like, and I didn't think about eating. And I'm driving home right now going, oh my gosh, all my food is still in my bag. That has never, ever happened. So then she found a protein bar in her purse and was eating that on the way home. But she was blown away that just that little bit did that to her. And so I'm like, we've got a home run grand slam out of the ballpark with this product, you guys. It's the star of the show. And if you're not involved yet, I'd get involved. And more importantly, if you're already involved, don't be shy. People want this. Matter of fact, you can go on my Facebook and just steal any of my posts. This is a team effort. What's mine is yours. And Michelle, I'm sure you feel the same way. Whatever Michelle posts, whatever Dimitri, whatever. If you see something good, don't think, oh, I don't want to take. All as you do is steal it and tweak it slightly, just a little, because Facebook hates copy paste. So if you copy, the text, just change a few words. Put your little personality in there, but keep it pretty much the same because it's obviously already working. When you see something that's working, go, oh, snag it, tweak it just a hair, post it because it's already working. So, anyway, I'm so fired up. Michelle, I just wanted to do this Zoom this morning to say thank you for sharing this with me. I was a dummy when you first did, and I'm like, I ain't looking at that stupid thing. I just, preconceived notions in my head is why. And I was just shut off, which that's a terrible way to be. A closed mind fails, an open mind succeeds. And so I'm so glad you circled back around and I really dug deep and looked at what we have here. It's blown my mind. So thank you for that. And I wanted to just get, we're brand new. There's just like, I think 30 or 40 of us have joined since Monday, which is awesome. But, and I saw like 1,000 people join this binary last week or something in the past 7 days. You
Yeah.
guys, you hear that? 1,000. It's in momentum. So just jump in and get caught up in the momentum. And we have a window. Everything's got a window. Remember when CBD came out? It was at first people were like, "Oh no, it's weed. I'm gonna get high. Oh my gosh." And they were all freaking out. And then everybody figured out, no, it's not THC, it's CBD. And it exploded like for a few years. Remember? This is happening right now with this. So get in and make hay while it's happening. Like jump in the trend. Anyway, Michelle, I wanted to introduce you to the team here. Um, yeah, there's 20 of us on here. This is how it starts. 20 people. And I've got Jen is on here, Jen from Canada. It's been great talking back and forth with you this morning. You asked so many great questions. So Jen's going to come on board with us and start that Canadian leg going over there. Yeah. So, Michelle, why don't you share a little bit about, it's happening so fast and it's so simple to share this. Why don't you give, our new team here that just got in, they got their spot in the binary, their products on the way, give them a little tips on how to get their first two in 48 hours, because that's important, right?
Yeah, that's
And
one of the best parts about this is it's a compensation plan that rewards duplication. And it's simple duplication. So, by the way, welcome. I'm Michelle. I'm from New Jersey. I actually met Mick in another company many years ago, and we've just stayed friends over the years. And just like Mick was saying, there's a lot of great products out there. But when something is trending, GLP is the trend right now. So, when something's trending, and it's the hype product and it's what everybody wants, that's what's important jumping in. We all know there's many great products out there, but when you want to succeed in a company and really go to the top, you got to follow that trend. And so that's exactly what we're doing, and we do have the best drops out there, and Sean will tell you a little bit about that. That's his job to tell you about that. And but as for like working your business, you guys, it's so simple. I did a video the other day, which Mick can tag you on, just talking about the basics. Like put yourself on a 90-day run where you're doing like 4 simple tasks a day, messaging 10 people, because messaging people, that's where you're really planting the seeds. So you have to do those messages. At first, message 10 people you know every day to get like the jitters out. And then start maybe doing a little bit more harder reach outs and reaching out to people that you know are in the industry, because that's how you're going to grow your team fast. Putting a post up every single day. You guys can do that. And they don't all have to be business. You just want to show up on social media and start talking to people. You can also make reels. People love reels. That can be your post for the day. Getting in your stories. I've always found that when I talk in my stories and when I'm very candidly talking, walking with my camera or wherever, those get the most views and the most attention because I'm just being me. I'm just being real. I'm bringing you along my journey and my life and my craziness. And that's what people want to see. And then, you pop in something about the product and they're like, okay, well, here's her crazy life. And she's taking this. Okay, yeah, I want that too. So you just kind of bringing people along with the journey. And then the testimony group, you guys, add friends to the testimony group, and don't just add friends. Make sure you're commenting on posts too, because when you comment on posts, your friends see that in their news feed, the ones that you invited. And then they also see you as an active participant in the community. And that's a big deal. People want to join people that are active in the community because they know that you can help them. So just some basic things to do every day, and you will be planting seeds all over the place. And then you,
Hey,
of course, you have me and Mick and Demetrius and Ashley as your uplines. Our inboxes are always open.
heck yeah, we appreciate all the support and the community. And if somebody could, one of you, put that testimonials group link in the chat here. So if there's anyone on here that's not in it yet, because that thing is powerful. I was in there yesterday reading some of the stories. I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is really working. And it's happening quick. Demetrius, are you on? I bet he
Yes,
is.
sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. What's up, man?
Man, I'm excited to be here, Mick, and I'm so glad that it worked for you. And I told you that it could definitely help with what you're dealing with. You guys, I've never in my 20 plus year career seen anything like this product right here. As far as working s- for so many people with so many different issues and just overall feeling amazing. And this has been the easiest thing I've ever talked about in my career. I want to tell you guys a quick story real quick because I think it's very appropriate with the call that me and Mick had. We had a good call. We were on the phone for like half an hour the other day. And Mick is somebody that I have a ton of respect for. He's somebody that I feel um, is about to have the biggest run of his career. He's had so much success, and I heard great things about him. And then um, he had joined my business. I was one of the company owners, and I was so grateful to have somebody like this in my company. But let me rewind it because I think it relates to Mick's story. My experience, and I started out in this industry as a customer service agent. Learned from legends in the industry. I was helping them maximize the comp plan. Funny thing is, I'm making my 13, 14. I don't even remember how much I was making. This was 23 years ago. Whatever it was, I was making that in college, right? I'm working with these guys that are millionaires, and I'm like working on my degree to get a real job. And I used to think, man, I would never be a network marketer. These guys are crazy. Like they're just different breeds. And it's interesting because that was my job is working in maximizing comp plans. And so I left that job to start my real estate business, made a lot of money in real estate, crashed. I thought I was set. 27 millions of dollars in investments, properties. We were going to make six, $7 million with these properties we had. And I was like, I'm set. Economy crashed and I was bankrupt, broke, destitute, right? And I had a buddy in there say, hey, you should get into this network marketing business with me. And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds good. Got into that network marketing company, kind of similar vibes as right now. As the beginning, we just launched, had a ton of momentum, made a lot of money. Um, the owners died 11 years later, 12, 13 years later. I'm not even sure. And I was like, it's just not the same without the ownership. And I went to look for something else, and I started a solar business. Was making good money in solar, and I looked at another business, and it was a telecommunications company, high speed internet, satellite internet, and was building a big team. And we were like, we're gonna be so set. We're gonna be so set. This thing's gonna be huge. We had almost 1,000 people lined up in a matter of like a month in Vegas and other markets. And one day we got a phone call from the guy that was invited me. Hey, Demetrius, we lost funding. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? This is crazy, right? And we were in a zone, me and my ex-business partner were in a zone of like, we're gonna make $100,000 a month. And then while we were there in Vegas, we found another company. It was a unlimited telecom company where you can get all the pay-per-view, HBO, sports packages, $50 a month. We looked into it. They had all the certifications. Turned out they got him illegally. It was bootlegged. We built that, had literally almost 1,000 people, and the system crashed because the servers got shut down from the FTC or whatever. I mean, it was crazy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? Right? My vision's high. I'm a freaking great leader, I feel. But it was just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout, right? And the energy was up there, the vision was there. And then I found another company, and it was the parent company to this company. about 6 years ago. Came in, crushed it, loved the comp plan, very simple, you know, free to join or even barely even anything, right? 50% commissions, lifestyle bonuses, everything I'd ever wanted in an opportunity. Fast forward a year and a half, you know, made a couple $1 million with this company and had the worst idea ever to walk away from this company and start my own company. I was like, who does that? It was dumb, right? 6-figure monthly income. Who needs that? I'm gonna start my own business, take on all the liability. Worst decision ever. And did that. Mick, that's how, you know, Michelle was part of that company. Ashley was part of that company. Mick was, you know, crushing it. These guys were rock stars, but we just couldn't pay our people the way that this company pays its people. We couldn't compete. We couldn't, not even close. And about a year ago, I decided I'm going to resign, give up all my equity, and come back to this parent company. And it's been incredible. But since we launched Origin, everything has changed. We're like 90 days, 4 months into this. And you want to talk about timing and an opportunity. This right here, you guys, watch what we do. And I tell that story, guys, because I feel like that's where like Mick was at. You know, we dream big. And I was talking to my son, and he just got a new job, and he was talking about how it was so cool to hear him talking about how, you know, you can't be fearful to go after it because you'll never grow and you'll never learn unless you go forward and you learn through your failures. And I'm like, wow, who are you, man? That's amazing. But you learn through your failures. And that's why I know Mick and this team and Michelle, like Ashley, we are going to have the most epic generational run of all of our careers because the impact we're about to make, because the lives we're going to change. And when you talk about an opportunity, the more people you help, the more it comes back around to you. And I just am excited to partner up with these calibers of leadership. I see Philip on here. I didn't see Phil. What's up, Philip? Good to see you, Suzanne. I know what this team is capable of. I know what this team is going to do. It's just a matter of sometimes we don't understand God's timing and things. How can we? It's impossible to understand that. But I know I had to go through what I went through in order to learn, in order to grow, in order to take advantage of the next opportunity, which is this opportunity. Origin, triGLP. We are going to absolutely break records. When Dan says he wants to be a top 5 industry company, I know what's going to happen. Can you imagine right now? Can you guys seriously come with me for a second? Where we are right now, 4 months into this thing. Can you imagine what your businesses are going to look like as this company goes to become a top 5 company in the world? I'm telling you, it's going to be special. You guys, you're here at the beginning of all this. And that's all. That's what I wanted to share that story because I think it hits and is relevant to, you know, the conversation Mick and I had. And I have so much respect for this guy. I know he's a top industry leader. Michelle, I feel the same way about you. Philip, same way about you. You know, Ashley, same way. Like, I feel what we have is special, and it's time to just run, get uncomfortable, take advantage, like Michelle talked about. Do that DMO, reach out to 10 people a day, be consistent with it, show up every single day. You'll never have experiences like you've seen with this product as far as promoting it, sharing it. Make 4 days in, congratulations. That's actually pretty common. We see it all the time. Like these testimonials are real. That's all I wanted to say, guys. Thank you for your time. And I'm going to turn it back to Mick.
That's a great story, Demetrius. And it's, you know, never give up. Never give up. Step up to the plate and swing the bat one more time. Because you think about it, you get into something and it doesn't work out, or the company shuts down, or whatever they do. You know, what are you going to do? Just quit and say, I'm not trying that again? Oh, heck no. Just try it again and get on the right horse. It's like right now, all of us in this Zoom room, we're on the right horse, baby. Because you think about a horse race, you could have the most talented jockey in the world, but if he's on the wrong horse, he's not going to win, he's going to lose. So there's a lot of people out there in the industry right now, they're on the wrong horse. They can try all they want. They're not going to win, and it's not their fault. They're on the wrong horse. Everyone in here is on the right horse at the right time. So, opportunity is phenomenal. Now, the star of the show is the product. Sean, are you on here? My old buddy Sean.
Yes, yes.
Hey, man.
Let's see.
Gosh, it's been a minute, bud.
It's been a couple minutes, that's for sure. It's
How
amazing to
are
see you.
you?
I'm doing great, man.
Are
And
you in San Diego?
yeah, we just got back to the ranch in the backcountry of San Diego. We were in Europe. We were traveling for about a month, and so I'm like still adjusting to the time
Yeah.
difference and all that good stuff. But
Well,
part
thanks
of
for
that
hopping
trip
on.
was we were in Norway, right? Back there on our whole salmon world that we discovered a couple years ago. But yeah, we're doing fantastic. I had mentioned to Tylene, and she's out on the ranch somewhere because now we got all the catch up, right? All
Yeah.
the catching up with the animals and everybody. But she's like, "What? No way. I wanted to, see Mick. I can't wait to talk to him." And we obviously from the past we really enjoyed you guys and um, just looked up to you, man, and we always have. And we've been around the space, for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur. Man, time just kind of moves along. I've been an entrepreneur for over 40 years now, and I've not seen anything in my health career, if you will, that touches what's happening right now. This is by far the biggest thing going on that we've ever seen. Meaning, you touched a little bit, Mick, on CBD, right? And that was a big thing. That was a really big thing. And that was really our first time of taking our patents on our extraction and having something unique. And it was amazing. Don't get me wrong, so many lives were changed and all that good stuff. But the peptide space is tenfold minimum of what the CBD hemp space was. Meaning, they had predicted, I don't know, 15, $20 billion in CBD, whatever the industry was supposed to do. This is like going to, the last report I saw was like 140, 150 billion in peptides. And so, as we always say in business, it's timing, and the timing couldn't be more amazing. And yeah, we're so stoked to be doing what we're doing. We know this is the biggest thing we will ever do. We'll be able to help so many people. And but yeah, let me just dive in if you would like a little bit about this product so everyone kind of understands the
Yeah.
uniqueness.
Yeah, because I've got so much respect for you and Tylene, Sean. And I don't know if you're on at the very beginning, but Michelle shared it with me and I went through it and I'm like, this is good. And then I found out you and Tylene formulated it, and I'm like, I'm in because I trust you guys. You've got your track record is squeaky clean. Everything you touch turns to gold. And so this is going to be no different.
Man, but we appreciate that for sure. And we're not people, we started in really in the doctor space originally, right? Making products for health practitioners, etc. We won't focus on anything unless we know it's truly going to help humans. And we always use our own whatever, right? Whether it's personal, whether it's our kids or grandkids, whatever, because our body is so important. And so it's a weird deal. Like, you never know what's going to come down the road in life, but to have this product with the industry, and this kind of happened accidentally, just so you know, we weren't like, oh, we're going to get into the peptide space because it's going to be huge. That's not the case at all. We were doing some other things with this salmon originally, is what our intention was. And so when you put all this together, the whole Norway relationship we have, the patents over there on what they're doing with this amazing, sushi grade salmon that no one in the world is doing, and using enzymes, which Mick knows. Tylene and I were huge enzyme fans. And so they're liberating this salmon with enzymes. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is super good. We love that. And then our patents, we've got two patents now on extraction. And so whether it's a plant, a flower, a root, a mushroom, it doesn't matter, a food, which is in this case, the salmon. And so here's kind of the simple high level perspective. We're talking about something that can only help people, period. It cannot hurt you. Against what's the other side? The other side is the synthetic versions of a GLP-1, a peptide, whatever, right? They're just completely, it's apples and oranges. There's no comparison. And so this dropper has over 500 peptides. I don't know if everyone realizes that. So we always, everything we do, we like to stick to nature. We don't like to mess with it. We feel Mother Nature has it right, right? We want things whole food, whole plant. In this case, whole salmon, right? We want all, in the CBD space, we wanted all the cannabinoids, CBD, CBDA, CBG, CBN. We never took anything out, right? And so our uniqueness is our extraction. Our extraction allows a true microdose, extremely high absorption of whatever it is we extract. And so when you put these two kind of things together in combination, you have a winner. We knew what was going to happen because we had played around with this for the past year and a half or whatever it is. And we were seeing the results because that's what we do. When we create something, we have a database of doctors, et cetera. And we like people to test things. Try this. Let us know what you think. Maybe have some of your patients use this. Let us know what is happening so we could validate what we think, right? And we don't, there's no ego here, right? Either something's good or it's not good. We know health-wise it was good, but we didn't know it was going to happen. And now as you fast forward, the more people using the product, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things happening. And that's because when you give your body what it needs, your body tends to kind of put things back in place or do things differently. And so like with your experience, Mick, with how you felt, this is not, I never pitch this as weight loss, ever. I never say that. I pitch it as fat loss. Okay. So this is fat loss. I think people get a little bit confused. And the whole thing is this: your food noise quiets, right? That's true. Some people it's immediate. Some people it takes a few days. Some people it may take a couple of weeks, right? Because our bodies are similar, but we're different. So we're taking drops, not shots. I love that. I mean, I don't know who wants to take shots all the time unless you were forced to and you had to. And so it's simple. So you don't hold the drops under your tongue sublingually or anything like that to hope that it will absorb. And I'm saying these things because any dropper in the world that is extracting whatever, they all do the same thing. They all put a carrier oil in there of some kind. They typically use chemicals in extraction or alcohol, whatever it is. We don't do any of that. And then you have to take a lot in any kind of other dropper product out there. You're taking the whole dropper or you're doing all these things, 2 droppers at a time. And so we don't need all that, right? And so you have kind of the ability to say, all right, I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to start out with 5 drops, maybe mid-morning. I'm going to do 5 drops again, middle of the afternoon kind of thing. And then you'll discover what works best for you. Some people will move to 10 drops, maybe in the middle of the day. Maybe they tend to eat more at dinner, right? And they really want to focus on quieting the mind of, okay, I don't need all that food, right? We come home or whatever it is, and now we start looking for snacks, looking for what else can we eat. That pretty much goes away. That is super cool. Another very interesting thing, because what this is doing, by the way, you guys, it's turning on the hormone to create this, not just GLP-1, but GLP-1, GLP-2, GIP. Okay. We've been teaching gut health for almost 30 years. This is all about gut health. And I don't know if everyone really realizes that. And when your gut is correct, that's when other things in the body start to change. So this is working on the gut, which is awesome. This is allowing your body to absorb more nutrients, especially like with females, with women, iron. Okay, that's a big issue out there. And so when your body starts absorbing nutrients that it probably was missing in the past, maybe you're eating pretty good, but your body just couldn't do it. It couldn't, there's certain things your body doesn't deal well with, right? And so now you're getting more nutrient absorption. So now you're creating more metabolic energy. Now you're feeling better. These little aches and pains and weird little things start to change. We hear it's super cool to see the testimonies. The testimonials are just insane because it could be sleep, but then it could be energy, right? And it could be all these different things. And so that's because our bodies are going through different things. If you or someone, a customer, what have you, has a lot of fat to lose, they kind of tend to lose more fat quicker, sooner. Okay. The studies show about 6 weeks, right, where they really start, it starts to kick in. The studies also show it's more around 8 weeks, right, where it really starts going. Here's the cool thing. The longer you use this, the better it gets. The longer you use a synthetic GLP-1, the worse it gets for your body. And so the cool thing too is you can transition those people from those synthetic versions to this. So why? What's the biggest differentiator besides it not taking a shot? You keep and maintain lean muscle mass instead of getting the Ozempic face and all these things because your muscle goes away. Up to 39% muscle loss on the synthetic versions. That's not good. And so over time, that becomes very problematic. So the great other news is all those crazy lawsuits have started. Healthcare providers, they don't want to touch it. It's all going away. Because people, maybe they've lost their vision now. I mean, you guys, it's just serious stuff. And desperate people do desperate things. I understand that. And we all want to look and feel our best, but there are safe ways of doing things and some that, people want, we all know this. People want a pill, they want a shot, whatever it is to do something quick. They're desperate, right? But at what cost to the body? We don't want any of that. So you have a simple, safe solution that provides all the mechanical pieces to your body, right? It just kind of just works itself out on its own. It's so cool to watch. So anyways, I could just keep going and going, Mick, but we are thrilled. When you, I hate saying this, but it is timing. It just is. It is what it is. Because peptides, it just keeps getting bigger, bigger, bigger. Everyone wants it. You're really taking orders. We're order takers. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing. We're taking orders. When people find out they can have a GLP-1, right? GLP-2, GIP, blah, blah, whatever you want to call it, with no side effects, no negative side effects, and no shots and no muscle loss, that's all you need to know. So keep it so simple. And yeah, people want to get in the weeds sometime whenever you're talking about nutritional products. Hey, I don't even like to get in the weeds. We just know what it does for the body. So
That was super educational, Sean. And yeah, we're positioned in front of an emerging trend that's growing. And it's not growing like this, it's growing like this.
it's it is big. I've never seen anything like it. I know it's wacky what's happening. I'm so grateful. I've got to meet, at least on Zooms, Michelle, right, and Demetrius, and I'm like, man, Ashley, I was like, these are some top-notch human beings that have a heart to really help people make things happen and create that revenue stream. We've always said that. And so there's always been kind of this imbalance with Tylene and I because we're all about health, don't get me wrong, but we're entrepreneurs too, right? We want to help people generate revenue, man. I mean, and so we always create something that people don't want to stop taking. You have a winner when people will take it if there's no compensation plan attached to it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what it's
yeah.
all about to us.
So I've got a couple questions. And then are you open, Sean, to answering a couple questions if the team on here asks some for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first one is I do carnivore, and I know you're a plant dude. But hey, it works for me, right? Personally, I'm not saying everyone should do it. I'm just saying it works for Mick Karshner.
I'm not all
Um,
plants, by the way.
okay, okay. But my question was my routine every day. I have my last piece of any food before 7 p.m. at night, and then I don't eat my first piece of food until 1 p.m. the next day, 18 hours. So I intermittent fast every day. And I just feel like alive when I do that, like so much energy and focus. But my question is, if I take this, does it break my fast?
Oops. I keep hitting my mute. I
Oh,
apologize. There's a bunch of peacocks, believe it or not.
okay.
I keep coming up to our back porch. I
They're
mean,
making
Tyene started
noise,
feeding
singing
all
a
the
song.
animals out here. Now the whole freaking world comes to us. But okay, so no, it's not going to break your fast. Um,
Okay.
it's a microdose, kind of thing. It's going to enhance what you're doing,
Okay.
believe it or not. And you know, I've come a long way. We all go through seasons in our life, right? And we used to teach a lot of raw food, and we still do, fresh and living food, I should say, to make sure your body, whether you're, whatever it is you're eating, but people have to figure out, like with you, what works for you, right? And that's what it's all about. So what we've discovered with this, Mick, is that it really it's just super cool because it just enhances. We used to teach a lot, right? We do a lot with enzymes and gut and stuff like that. That enhances these things. And so this dropper enhances what you're doing in your lifestyle. I think sometimes people, if they move a little bit earlier, like the people that maybe get up and have their coffee, like me, I love a cup of coffee, man. And Ty will do her matcha tea or her chai tea, but if you do it away from that, like you don't have to do it then. Like let a couple hours go by, right? Maybe later in the morning for people, they do maybe they're doing their 5 drops, and then depending on when they're eating their dinner, and you've got your system down, and we always tell people, look, it's food. What are you putting in your body? What nutrients are you giving to your body? And you're doing your thing, and it's true because the later we eat at night, the worse it becomes for the body. And so this will just enhance what people are doing. Don't get me wrong. We still need to be hydrated. Everyone needs to get some movement, man, right? We can't just sit around. All right, let me just see all this fat fall off of me. We got to move around. We still have to have that healthy lifestyle.
Awesome. So, um, my other question is, as fast as this thing's growing and as viral as it is becoming, you were just in Norway. How many of those dang salmon do we have? Is there enough to keep making this product?
That's a fair question, man. Yes, we. So our producer of the salmon is the largest in the world. Okay, they're 15 plus years in the making of this, getting this to where it is. From developing the whole thing, it's so. Mick, here's my thing, and Michelle, Demetrius, my vision is, man, we got to have a trip over there. I'm telling you, you guys think you're fired up now. We go over there and you check that out. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I was just over there with everybody, and it's just wow. It's when Ty and I first went over there a couple of years ago, we were just kind of in shock. We didn't know what we didn't know. And we just started learning this and getting educated. And so it's fantastic. But to answer your question, there's we're not going to run out of salmon over there. Okay, so we got that. And then on our end, we can produce so far ahead on the extraction process. I don't care if we become the biggest company in the world in this space. You can't outsell us. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful. That's what I
yeah,
wanted to hear. Because a
yeah,
lot of times companies don't expect to go this viral, like with what's happening right here, right now. And they get caught with their pants down. They can't keep
yeah,
up with the demand and they lose it. They go out
yeah.
of business.
I mean, it's
They
funny
can't
because
scale fast enough.
in this case, it's just the bottle.
Yeah.
It's just the bottles, and you know what I mean? I mean, that's what has to be stayed at, we got to stay ahead of the game on bottles. But as far as salmon, as far as extraction,
Bases are covered.
100%.
And my last question is, I love the taste of this. Can I take too much? Is there any side effects if I do like a bottle a day or something? I'm not going to, but
No, there's
like
there's
a
nothing negative. And by the way, speaking of when you say the taste of it, the taste, the ginger and the lemon is they both go through this exact same extraction process. So we're not adding a flavoring. There's nothing silly. We take ginger, the ginger root, right? The lemon, we put it through the extraction. And what's important about that for everyone to understand is so that the absorption is identical. It's the same, right? So we're not adding a foreign thing into
Okay.
a bottle, right? We're
Okay.
extracting it, and so the absorption is super high. And there's benefits to, as everyone knows, ginger, etc.
So it's clean and you can't take too much.
Clean, and you can't take too much.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I asked enough questions. Does anyone else have a question for Sean? Raise your hand. Okay, I see Brian asked to unmute.
Hey, Sean.
Brian there. Good morning.
Hey, Sean. Are you there? Okay.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I know. We go way back. I've met you and Tylene many years ago. You were formulated for another company, but we met probably 10 years ago or more. I don't know. But anyway,
Okay.
make long story short, what about visceral fat? Because I was like Mick, I was on carnivore for, like a couple of years, lost about 25 pounds. But I've had a hard problem with visceral fat. So
Yeah.
will this help with that, visceral?
Absolutely. And that's why you're hearing stories of inflammation, right? A lot of people will say, man, and Mick, like with your back, certain things make certain things happen, right? We're all a little bit different. Like I said, visceral fat, that internal fat, that skinny fat, right? You'll see people that are thin and then they're having a heart attack. Well, what happened? Well, there's visceral fat and this fat around your organs and things like that. Absolutely. For some people, that's where it works the best. It's all about the visceral fat. That's what they notice. And you can kind of look at yourself. And I think, the before and after kind of pictures, those are cool. But when I look at a before and after with people when they're taking it, I just like looking at their face, right? The puffiness. And you'll start noticing these things around on your body. But 100% Brian, man, visceral fat is so important. And I think people just kind of miss that. But I think that's as big of the fat, you know what I mean? Because of the inflammation. So, yes.
One last question. I just got mine probably less than about 45 minutes. They just showed up. Is this best to take before a workout, or like I try to go to the gym 3 days a week, or just take it in the morning, or what? I mean,
I really think it's most people are going to take it for fat loss, when they hear the words, GLP-1, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I would say a great way to start would be mid-morning, not necessarily before a workout or anything like that. You can, but kind of a mid-morning between coffee or breakfast and a lunch,
okay.
right? And then again in kind of the middle of the afternoon before, that dinner food cravings are going to start settling in. A lot of people now, I will say this, I wouldn't take it too late, like in the evening, because
Okay.
it does tend to create metabolic energy and you may not want to sleep.
Sleep well. Okay. Okay.
That was a question. I heard Tylene talking about that. Like, be careful taking it too late because it could, everyone's different, kind of amp you up and you wouldn't be able to sleep. So that's good to know. Yesterday I took one in the morning and then I took one about 5 o'clock. I slept so good. And there was no food noise. A lot of people's biggest challenge that why they can't lose weight, they eat dinner, 7 o'clock or whatever, that from dinner to bed, there's something called the pantry and the refrigerator. Crunch, 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 salty, sweet, sugar and carbs. That's what kills you. And this thing makes that noise go away.
It's this Mick, you're exactly right. And listen, this happened to me yesterday. And everyone needs to be aware of this. There's kind of the flip side, right? Of I get up, I have my water, my lemon water, whatever. I have my little cup of coffee. It's kind of my little ritual thing, right? Feeling good. I like to have an apple in the morning. And I go on my day and I drive into town yesterday. I got meetings, I got errands, and I'm like, okay, I better eat something at some point, and I go see my business partner out there on our extraction. He's like, I'm feeling good about how I look and everything. He's like, what are you not eating? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I go, holy crap, I haven't eaten again. It's 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, And let me share this. By the way, this is super cool. My partner, we've had close to 20 years now on this extraction. I thought it was like 15 years. I'm like, oh my gosh, what year are we in? He called me on Thursday night, and he goes, I gotta share something with you. This guy, he figured out the extraction process. He's a genius. But by nature, he's a doubting Thomas. This is what it is. Even with our CBD, I'm like, we've done like hundreds of millions of dollars, and like he was still every time he'd see a testimonial. Wow, I can't believe that. Like you're a knucklehead. You're so funny. You're so smart, but so silly. He calls me Thursday night because just got back from Europe, and he goes, I got to share something with you. He had back surgery 2 months ago, and he works out and all this stuff. He's like 68, 69 years old now. He goes, I'm putting muscle on. And this guy knows his body. I mean, he's personal trainer, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I am gaining lean muscle right now. I am responding because he's been doing 10 drops a day. He goes, I can't believe it. And I'm like,
Doubting
you're
Thomas.
such a goofball, man. You've helped hundreds of thousands of people. And you know what I mean? Like we'll come up with something, Tylene and I will, and then they'll do it. And then it's like, so he is raving about this. He has never raved, by the way. And we've done all kinds of things with this extraction. Even CBD, he didn't rave about, even though he knew it was so good and he saw all these testimonials. He's raving about this. I haven't told that with anyone yet. And so I'm like, yes, I love it. So anyways.
That's just more confirmation that you got something here, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Suzanne Hamilton. By the way, Susie's got a question, Sean, and she lives in San Diego, or she's moving back there. So she's local to you.
Nice.
Susie,
Yeah. Hi, hang on.
you're driving.
Sorry, I'm driving. Yeah, don't hate me. I have a question because I'm in the physique, fitness figure, bodybuilding world. I coach, I judge, I'm a former competitor. And you kind of touched on it a little bit, talking about your friend gaining muscle. How is this going to work for those that are in the off season putting on muscle, eating to put on muscle, and those that are dieting for shows because they need to eat? So if they're going all day without eating, how is that going to affect the muscle mass?
Sorry, I was muted again. So it's going to maintain lean muscle mass, which is fantastic. And the absorption they're going to get, like with their iron and other things, is really going to be helpful as well. So yeah, I think, for example, I'm just telling the story about my partner. He's not trying to lose fat. He's not, you know what I mean? He has his routine. This guy is as disciplined as they come. And that's what was just so cool to hear from him of what's been happening, right? But in the off season because we've done a ton with trainers and bodybuilders and, over the years. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing because it's also going to help, I think Brian was talking about, like eating doing the carnivore or whatever. All these different things that we do, sometimes over time, the body starts saying, hey, I need to adjust, right? And I think, especially as you know, I don't need to tell you, the routines and the eating and when the dieting in whatever type of training, bodybuilding, physique, etc. It's kind of a lot sometimes on the body for a certain period of time. I love this for that. I really, really love this for that because this really tends to balance hormones, to balance a lot of things, and really helps the intestinal lining. And I think that's super important because sometimes when we're doing certain diets or certain things, right? So you're gonna help the gut, you're helping the intestines, and maintaining lean muscle.
Okay, for me, I judge for the natural shows that are drug tested. However, the subculture, as you know, is huge, and they're doing PEDs. how do I share with them how this is going to benefit them, even though they're on extracurricular supplementation? Trying to be diplomatic here.
It's even people who are doing the Ozempics, you know, they benefit from this because it's kind of countering to hold on to lean muscle, etc. And because it's, you know, we come from the clean space, right? Like we do the NFL, the NBA, NHL teams, Major League Baseball, Olympic athletes. So everything we've always done, right? We were kind of in the beginning, we were really like Mick jokes with us and stuff because we were like too clean, right? Now being clean's cool, right? Before being, you know, on all these different things and what we're putting into our body. And so, first of all, it's super clean. They're going to benefit from it. It's going to help in other ways. But yeah, there's only good can come. And again, I always tell people will say, well, can I take this while I'm taking that? It's food. So yes, it's you can, right? It's not a synthetic, it's not a drug, it's not countering what your thing is, you know, whatever it is that you're doing to enhance your, you know, your look. It's helping the human body. And you always want to put good, man. Putting good things into your body is only a good thing.
That's awesome. Thank you
Good,
so much. Great to meet you in
You too.
semi-person.
Yes.
good
In
question,
person, too.
Susie.
Thank you.
Let's get that San Diego leg cranking.
Hey,
Sound good?
quick point of interest. I want to lock arms with you guys because Mick, I shared with Mick the other day about this. We can go viral down in San Diego, but I'm going to need some help.
You got it. Look at all the support here,
We're
Susie.
here.
It's awesome. I'm ready to cry right now. I'm so grateful.
Oh, I love it.
Mick knows I've been the gamut with him since 2004. So
Let's
Yeah,
go.
you know what, Susan? I've had the God bumps a couple times already in this hour. So
I
that's
got them right now. Yeah.
yeah,
confirmation.
Goosey's.
Hey, Sean, I've got from my buddy David Steinberger. He says, does it have any effect on diabetes? And I know we can't make medical claims, but I know you know how to word that, Sean.
Yes. Hopefully the screaming in the background is not yes, absolutely. I mean, you're the whole, you know, the incretin hormones. I don't want to get into all the details, but yes, it will for sure because it's helping regulate the blood, right? The blood sugars, which absolutely this is all about that.
Okay. And I think this sheet, this PDF, just so you all know, I started on Monday. I've been sending this PDF to people, letting them read this, and then my link, and they're buying the product. This simple paper does a really good job, right? And I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that the ingredients, super clean. I mean, salmon, water, and organic lemon peel and ginger root. I mean, come on. Nothing
Yeah.
is going to hurt you in this
Hey,
stuff. It's only
Hey, I
going
want to compliment that sheet, by the way. I'm so impressed with the creatives, the graphics, the branding, these marketing pieces. My gosh, it looks really, really good.
it's sexy.
It's sexy, right?
It's even magnetized.
Yes.
It is even magnetized on here. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's first class, man. Um, one more just popped in here. Let's see. Oh, Michelle said that the studies in the back office talk about insulin levels. That's good to know. Thanks, Michelle. Did Ashley want to say anything? Is she still on here? I'm sorry, Ashley. I'm
Oh
so.
no, don't be sorry at all. I'm just getting over being sick.
Oh,
I've had I've had strep throat for the first time in my life in I don't know how long. Not the first time in my life, but for the first time in a really long time. But I did just want to pop in and say I wasn't going to miss this because anytime I get to hear Sean talk, it's amazing and I learned something new. Also, I'll just say, you know, Mick, I'm so excited to be actually working with you this time. I know before we worked previously in the same company, but not really together. So I'm really looking forward to this. I love your excitement. It's going through the whole company right now. And if we can keep this level of excitement up, we're going to help so many people. And it's just going to be it's going to be great. That's all I could say. But I don't want to talk too much. I know you have a couple more people that hopped on that may want to ask some questions. I saw Philip with his hand up. Hey, Philip, how are you? It's good to see you on here, my friend. Did you have a question?
I do. I do have a question.
Hey, good morning, brother.
Good morning. And man, it's I'm one of those. I wish I would have jumped on a month or so ago, whenever it was, when me and Demetrius and Michelle, we all had a conversation. But you guys named me the cowboy, and the cowboy's back. And it feels really, really good to be, back with you guys. I love you guys and everything we went through. Meeting you guys in that first endeavor with all of us. It was great, but this feels really, really good to have the team back together.
Amen, brother. I can't wait to see your first cowboy video.
So yeah, Sean, I have a question for you. You mentioned peptides, and I thought you said, as Mick knows, and Demetrius and these guys, I'm always on the move. I rarely ever sit down. I'm either in my truck or walking around the ranch and always working. But I was listening, and I thought you said this has over 500 peptides in it. And that's something I didn't realize, and maybe I heard that wrong. So my question is, with this, I took this as a GLP, product that can replace, the Ozempics and all that, but not realizing the peptides that were in it. So my question was, as people are taking this, that's a huge topic also out there in health right now. Everybody wants to know, what is the best peptide supplement to take? Can you talk about that? With taking this product, would a person need to supplement? Maybe a person that goes to the gym, is extra active, more than just the average person. Would they still need to supplement another peptide?
So they might, but everyone needs to remember peptides are amino acids, right? And so the thing here's kind of the other thing. You're exactly right. We're talking mostly about this GLP-1 kind of approach, because everyone's looking for that. But everyone is starting to look at, in certain parts of the country, especially, all these other kind of peptides that maybe it's to heal their knee or whatever it is, right? And it's interesting because that market is a huge problem as well, legally right now. And so I'm not judging that market. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm not even saying that. But whenever, I'll just say it like it is. Whenever pharma feels that someone's in their pocket, goofy, silly things start to happen. You can't get credit card processing for something that works. Oh, go figure. I mean, the powers to be sometimes don't like people taking their health into their own hands and not having to use a drug, etc., right? Something synthetic, that whatever. And so what we're starting to see now in the peptide space, the other peptide space, is those companies are being shut. The biggest one got shut down like 2 weeks ago. They're shutting those companies down. And part of the problem may be what I just described, but the other part of the problem is that stuff that by the way, all of them are from China. All of them. I'm not saying that's always bad, but all of those other peptides, that's where they come from. So they're coming from China, and there are people that take that, oh, it's all good, because the marketers, same thing is happening right now, what happened in CBD. The marketers came out to play, and they were selling stuff that maybe you would make my shirt with, right? Industrial hemp isolate. And they were putting it in a bottle and telling, this is amazing. It's like, not that it hurt you, but it didn't do anything for you, right? And so there wasn't a lot of benefit there. Well, in this case, yeah, there may be some benefit for people, but it's not all clean. And so they're shutting a lot of these companies down, right? There's peptides that you can buy from different places, and some are great. Some are great, by the way. And you'll see like it's a big dance that's going on right now. Research only. These are research only peptides. And so you buy them and it says research only. And it's a weird market right now. But specifically for a certain type of one of those other types of peptides for other, you know what I mean, issues that are going on in the body, or you're trying to gain some advantage. Some of those work, but I would try this first, and then as if for people, unless they have like a specific thing that they're really targeting, like I said, like healing a knee, from an injury perspective, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's great to hear. Talking to Mick, he was on it for a day or so, and he said his back stopped hurting.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting to hear because, I looked at this product when we first talked about it, and it's weight loss, fat loss.
Well, yeah, because, and again, we can't overwhelm people, right?
Right.
I mean, I could go into the whole collagen side of this. This is why your people's skin's looking better. This is marine collagen in here, right? Two types of, I mean, I won't even go there. I don't want to open up that can of worms, but there's so much, you guys, like we're just scratching the surface of what we're sharing, because as everyone on here knows, it better be simple, right? If we can story tell true stories that will replicate simple things that people will remember, so we can tell it and say it and share it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think it's important too that what you said earlier, Sean, it's not just for fat loss. That's one benefit. But if you look at this PDF, which is your best tool, clinically proven fat loss, gut health and recovery, metabolic health transformation, energy and vitality. So within those, one of the things that really got my attention, significant reduction in inflammation markers. So less than a week of me taking this, 4 days now, I've noticed a significant improvement in both my back and hip. So I don't know if that's common or,
Well, yeah, it's
everybody's
because
different.
it's really, our mind is so powerful, as I'm sure everyone realizes. And we know if we give our body a chance, and if we allow ourselves to have something help us, right? I mean, I won't go into the placebo, all that stuff. It is our brain, our mind is powerful. And if you allow things to work for you, you're probably going to have some results. But on the flip side of that is, when you're thinking fat loss, Mick, you're not thinking about my back's going to feel better. And that's because that's the inflammation thing. It's truly doing those things. And so that's what's so fun about this. These different random things are happening, and it goes back to, the inflammation and, the visceral fat and all these different things.
All that does is makes me want to take some more.
There you go.
Now that you told me I can't OD on this stuff.
Hey, I take a lot of it. I love it. The way I feel is why I do it. I feel good with it.
Gosh, it's amazing. I like the taste too. It's refreshing. Very unique. Wow. Demetrius, I just took another hit myself. Up your dosage. Well, I wanted to keep this an hour, and it's already been an hour and 5 minutes, but thank you, Sean, so much. Man, you are just a wealth of knowledge, and I trust you. So thank you for sharing from your heart and being real and transparent, not trying to be some salesman and sell us on stuff. You're just sharing the facts. And then Demetrius and Ashley and Michelle, thank you so much for the support. And for those of you that already joined, Michelle's put together a site called Rockstars Team or whatever, and it's all the support in one spot, the Facebook groups, everything's in one spot. So if you don't have that yet, hit me up and I'll send it to you. So, hey, everybody have a beautiful weekend. And I'm up for that, Susie. Let's do a meeting in San Diego. Maybe we can get Sean and Tylene to pop in. Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Let's go.
Let's rock it out.